Elysabeth Alfano back in my kitchen, and it is Wednesday at 11:45 a.m. Los Angeles, so that means it's Food for Thought Wednesday, life lessons from my kitchen. So it doesn't look like I'm in my kitchen because it looks like I'm in my living room, which still doesn't really have furniture and doesn't really have artwork, as you can see, but actually I'm sitting at my kitchen island, and here's my actual kitchen. Can you see my actual kitchen? So that's kind of cool. Okay, put the camera back. So today's Food for Thought, let me just double check that we're live because you never really know if technology is working. At least I never really know, and in fact it's working. So today's Food for Thought, life lessons from my kitchen, is how to get out of a funk. Okay, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of that, I first want to show you what I made for today's lunch, which is really an extension of breakfast because I roll kind of late. So the other day I was at my gym and I thought, okay, I'm gonna treat myself to a smoothie. And it was the worst smoothie I've ever had. And I wonder, like, how can these people do this? They say it's so healthy and it's filled with protein. It had all this sucralose. It was so disgusting. It was out of a packet. And I thought, I obviously have to show these people how to make a real decent smoothie. So I'm telling you, my smoothies are the best. And of course, I was out to lunch with my girlfriend, Allie, the other day, and we were talking about how the food you make at home, the simple food, is always the best. So this is what you do to make my smoothie at home. Okay, first of all, you get a blender. So this is Ken's blender. You can see that Ken has the Ninja blender. It's pretty high powered, people. But you don't have to have like super duper blender. Back in the day, I just had a blender that I had to like help along by putting my spoon in there to get the blender to go. So, you know, ain't no shame in this game, baby. If that's your blender, then that works. So super simple. I have a banana, and I like them really brown so that I can get lots of natural sugar. And I have an avocado. Yes, avocados and smoothies, the absolute best. Try to make it as ripe as possible. And I have butternut squash, which is still in the fridge. So I like to use sweet potato, butternut squash, any number of these in that family. It makes it so good. And then I blend it. And that's what you got. I know it looks a little bit like, that's a funky color, but I've added raw oats, because that's always good, and I've added unsweetened coconut. Unsweetened is kind of the key to like making it taste good and not sucralosey freaky, which nobody likes. Nobody likes that taste. Why is that still on the market? I don't know. And why that's considered healthy, that's just wrong. I really don't know that, but all I can tell you is that my smoothies are so good. Anthony Bourdain cries for my smoothies. Okay, like somewhere he's in Nicaragua weeping for my smoothie. So I highly recommend, and kind of the key here is all natural ingredients. And I forgot to tell you, the sweet potato, you bake it. Okay, that's probably an obvious, but I just want to tell you, you bake the sweet potato first. And then I put it in skin and all. I love my cooking. Okay. Remember, it's Facebook Live, people, so be sure to hit me up with your comments and, you know, write back whatever you're going through, because this week I'm going through 8 tenets of how to get out of a funk. But this is by no means an exhaustive list, and I'm sure you've been in a funk at some point in time in your life and you've had to work your way out as well. So for sure, just keep writing me and I'll write you back. And okay, but today we're gonna kick it old school. So I was a little bit afraid that once I put up this video on YouTube, I won't know how to edit it and actually write in the 8 points. So I'm going classic vintage. I've got my handwritten PowerPoint, and that's what I'm gonna use today. And deal with it, young YouTubers, deal with it. I'm the original, okay? So we're moving on. I first wanna say thank you to Tanya Perara, because I was at a networking event with her this past weekend, and she said, you know, when things aren't going your way, you gotta get out of a funk. And I thought, oh, that's so true. I've been in funks before, big fat ones that lasted forever. And I sort of was pondering, what did I do to get out of those? And so I wrote them down, and I'm hoping that this is helpful for you. Handwritten PowerPoint number 1. Do whatever you can that's in your control. In the end, your life's work really is your life's work. So it's up to you to wiggle your way out of it. So I set goals. For those of you who maybe are wondering your purpose in life, then you're setting a big goal. For those of you who know, okay, you want to go into accounting, then you can set little goals and just week by week track your progress. And I feel like that is empowering because you can see the progress that you've made, and it's something that you can rely on. So every week, you know you're checking off the boxes and you're doing the thing. So even if it's baby steps, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. A body in motion stays in motion. So you just want to keep on moving, and small goals help you do that. Okay, this one really comes from Tanya. So thank you, Tanya. Get a sounding board. A good sounding board. Not a bitch fest, a sounding board. So what that means is, sure, you can vent. We all need to vent, and I completely understand that. But in the end, like 3 minutes of venting, then you gotta move on to like, okay, how can I go to next steps? And the great thing about a sounding board is that they're gonna maybe mention to you, this would be a good friend or a mentor or someone that you trust. They're gonna maybe help you see something you didn't see before. And that's really all you need. That sometimes is the impetus to jumpstart you to the next thing. So a sounding board that can really help you, you know, bat back ideas back and forth about what the next steps are. So that's great. Number 3, and I have to thank my friend Cheryl for this, switch it up. So for some people that might mean like change your jewelry, or you were wearing tennis shoes before, now you're gonna put on your red boots that you never wear. For some people, it's, I'm moving to England. So whatever you can do to switch it up, and you certainly don't have to move to England like my gal pal Cheryl did. You don't have to do that, but whatever you can do to, you know, if you jog every day, maybe try lifting weights. I know this sounds small, but whatever you can do to shake up your routine is gonna get you to just think differently, see differently. And in the end, that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to get you out of a funk, but also hone in on your life skills so that anytime life throws you a curveball, FYI, it always does, you have the tool set to deal with it. So switch it up is a good way to just kind of get to think into other things and maybe sort of crack the mold, if you will. Redirect your energy. So this is a great one. When I was in a huge ass funk, big butt funk, I took singing lessons. I just needed to get my mind off of what was going on. I was so clenched up and upset that I wasn't really breathing. And I am by no means a good singer, although we're gonna get a little bit of that later. I'm by no means a good singer, but it didn't matter. I wasn't really there to be a good singer. I was there to do other things, redirect my energy, start breathing, feel some creative juices. You know, when you're in a funk because life isn't going your way, or you set your sights on something, it's up to you to turn that around, and really you're the only one who can. So here are some of the tools just to get you back in power of your own life, and maybe get some new inspiration, which, hey, is number 5, inspiration. Now, my dear friend, Dr. J. Kumar, who is a researcher on brain science and happiness, he can talk to you about this a lot more, but finding inspiration, again, your life's work is your work. So what I mean is finding your life's work is your work. And part of that is learning to train the brain to be happy. It's training the brain waves to see the glass half full, to appreciate the sunny day, even when everything is crappy. And things are crappy sometimes. They're just crappy. It didn't work out the way you wanted, and you wanted something better, and life is kind of tricky. Life is often deeply tricky, actually. So it's up to you to find ways to still see beauties, to still find creativity. For me, that's music and dancing, and just training my brain to sort of, I'm not gonna stay here. I'm not gonna be in this funk. I'm going to do things. Maybe for you it's a facial. Maybe for you it's throwing the ball around with your kids. Train yourself to find inspiration, even in the small things. If you didn't get that promotion that you wanted, or you can't seem to switch career paths, or the love of your life isn't panning out like you thought. Train your brain to find the good. Okay, those are the things you can control. Now I'm gonna try something tricky, see if it works out on my computer. Those are the things that you can control, the first 6. But what about the things you can't control? And so much of life really is out of your control. So what I say to that is 38 special. Let me see if I can play it for you. You vintage people, you know what I mean. Hold on. Now hold on loosely. I told you I'm not a singer. And don't let go. 38 special. You know this song. If you cling too tight, okay, I really can't sing. You're gonna lose control. Okay, that's the thing. That's the gig. If you hold on too tightly, you will lose control. So sometimes you just gotta be open to what life sends your way. Maybe it's not what you were thinking. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe you thought you were going into entertainment, but really you're going into dog walking, which is a very admirable profession, by the way. So, you just don't know, and life can see larger for you than you can see for yourself. So be open to this grand plan you had for yourself. Maybe it's not gonna be that. Maybe it's gonna take a twist and turn. Maybe something better is gonna come along. A good friend of mine was up for a job promotion. He was so excited about it. He put everything on the back table for it. And then after just putting a dossier together that was huge and fat and took forever, they canceled the job altogether. They didn't even give it to somebody else. They just canceled it. And he was so down about it. And I said, ooh, secretly you're gonna be happy because this project that you were working on that you put on the back burner, it's gonna take off and you're gonna be so happy that you weren't stuck in that job that you really had no time for. So you just don't know how life is gonna shake out. I love this expression that, if you're sitting under a shady tree and it's a huge willow tree, the world looks shady, dark, and comfortable and cool, but it looks dark. But if you step out 1 foot from that tree, it's actually a beautiful sunny day. So if you shift your mindset just a little bit, the world can seem completely different. So just be open to what life throws you. Then, this is the big one, and I think this is so super hard. For some people, I think it requires a little bit of faith. Not religious faith, I'm not religious at all, but surrender. Maybe for whatever reason, it's just not gonna go your way, period. You have set out that rising to the top of the CEO chain is the only way to go. And maybe that just doesn't pan out. I don't know why. I don't know. You've done everything right. You're making all the right moves. Somebody else gets it who's like half as qualified. Presidential. Okay, anyway, I just don't know. I don't know why it's not gonna shake out, and neither do you. So sometimes you gotta bring in the big guns. Okay, so now we're gonna play this. I'm not gonna sing because I don't want to ruin this, because this is really good. Hold on, I gotta find it for you. This is like the mother of all mother things when you're not feeling, hold on, I'm getting it for you. So when you're really in doubt, you gotta bring out Ray Charles. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Ray Charles, I hope you can hear this. It's an experiment. His version of The Long and Winding Road. There is nothing more inspirational than Ray Charles. Oh no, sorry, this is the wrong clip. Hold on. Wait, no, I'm getting to it. Sorry. I got the wrong thing. Okay. Will this bring you to tears? Oh no, I got the wrong one again, I think. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, Ray Charles. You get it. Okay. When in doubt, I go to Ray Charles. He doesn't take me to church, literally, but if anyone can convert you, it's Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, or Mahalia Jackson. So sometimes you just gotta say, I don't know. Something else has to show me the way. I've done everything I can, and I'm open to something else showing me the way. And I'm not gonna hold so tightly to what isn't working out, and I'm just gonna go with it. Some faith that life has great things in store. Maybe it's what I thought, maybe it's not, but it doesn't even really matter. I'm just gonna go with that. That's a hard one. Number 7 is a hard one, which brings me to number 8. It hasn't gone your way. What the F? The bottom line is, you don't suck. And sometimes when life throws you curveballs and all you can do is get up in the morning and maybe make coffee but not breakfast because breakfast is just too much to handle, remember, you don't suck, and that's good enough. Some days you just can make coffee, and that's just about all you can do. And you have to cut yourself some slack. And I think for me, when I hit truly, truly rock bottom, when I remember that, you know what, I've been smacked around, and I just gotta come to the fact that things aren't going my way, I've super tried, and kudos for me, because I don't suck. And I don't know why things aren't working out, but they're not. And not my fault, I don't suck, and that usually turns me around. Brings me back to, okay, next, I'm just not gonna wallow here anymore. So I don't know, those are only my 8 tricks of the trade, but I'm sure that you guys have a bunch, and I know everyone goes through funks all the time. So if you've got great ways to break out of your funk, of course, let me know. Write to me on Facebook or DM me or email me or whatever. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do videos all the time. Mostly it's celebrity interviews and, of course, my live streaming interactive celebrity dinner party events. So usually that's what I'm doing. But now every Wednesday I'm gonna do some food for thought from my kitchen. Remember my great smoothie that Anthony Bourdain is still crying for. And you can subscribe to me on YouTube at The Celebrity Dinner Party with Elysabeth Alfano, or Fear No Art with Elysabeth Alfano. I want to thank everybody for being with me today. Send me your comments. I hope you have a great week. I hope that somehow this was helpful. And remember to be vegan. Bye, folks. See ya.